Okay, we're on related stage code. I'm actually going to do this, but I'm going to probably do it with a little differently than I presented here. And hopefully, as you're moving along, if you are looking at what we're giving you, that you're starting to develop a skill set where you can adapt what I write into something that might be more useful for you. So let's go to Sage and click on that website. Remember, go to CoCalc, pretty easy to do. Welcome to CoCalc. All right. All right. I'm going to start a new project. Let this warm up first. I'm using somebody else's resources here. And I'm going to say new. And I want a new Sage worksheet. Okay, I'm going to go over here, reset. We've done this many, many times before. Remember, shift, return. Return's not going to do anything. X is a variable. And I'm going to say it's a variable, X. Shift, return. I'm getting tired already. Let's copy. And I'll put this over here. Shift, return. Okay, I'm just going to, a little bit different. I'm going to just say plot and see what happens. F of X. Well, I don't like that picture, so I'm going to change it a little bit. So I'm going to say plot. Whoops. Oh, it's over here. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was there. F of X. And I'm not going to use that notation where it says X and they give a range. I'm going to say X min equals minus 10. X max equals 15. Remember, if I type something wrong, it's not going to blow up. So I like that picture better. All right, I see the scale too. Now looking at the scale, certainly I see the X scale, I see the Y scale. That's 500. So, over here, I hope you realize it's below 500. Over here, it's above the minus 500. All right. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. I want to do something else though. I'm going to plot two functions on the same axes. Okay, I'll go through that with the plot. And I do recommend you try this on your own. Square bracket, I'm getting a list now. I want to graph f of x, and I want to graph f of x minus 1. And what's that going to do? It's going to shift the curve 1 unit to the right. All right, I put x min down. Well, you know what? I'm just going to copy paste up here. You can do that. Oops, I forgot to hit shift. Sorry, shift return. Okay, let's talk about it. And I want to look at this original curve over here. This is the original one we just did, f of x. All right, looking at it, that's the blue curve, right? Remember what I said about this one over here? It would be 1 unit to the right. What I do, I moved it over 1 unit to right. Let me do another one. I'm just going to copy paste. And I'm going to edit now. And what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to put a third function down. I'm going to put f of x plus 1. And that's going to be 3 curves now in the same axes. And what's that going to do? 1 unit to the left of f of x. Remember, f of x in blue. Hope it stays there. Yep, I'm seeing it. 1 unit to the left, as I said. You could play around with this now. All right. Again, when I mean play around with it, do weird things with it. Like you might put in 2 star x. Oh, you know what? I'll just do something different here. I'll do something simpler. Now the original curve is going to be pushed down 1 and pushed up 1. I did it again. I didn't do I'm so used to using a terminal that I don't hit shift return, but in this thing I have to hit shift return. Sorry about that. Oh, you know what? Moving these things up or down 1, you're not going to see because the scale. You see the scale is 500. Let's make it much larger. Sorry about that. Wasn't thinking. We're not going to see a shift of 1 in a curve like that. we'll certainly see a shift of 100. I did it again. And again, I want to repeat the reason I'm doing it. It's when I don't use this product. I use my own machine. All right, now I'm seeing it. What am I seeing? The original curve. Move it up to 100. That's this curve over here. And move down 100. That's that curve over there. I think you get the idea. You can do all kinds of neat things with this. All right. Let me just do another one for you. And again, I'm putting 3 functions down over here. And again, I'm going to put down 2 star x and x divided by 2. Something strange is going to happen here. At least I think it is. And I got to say, what happened strange over here is you notice that the scale changed. So what I want to go back over here and just edit a little tiny bit. X min, I'm sorry, not X min, Y min. I'm going to say minus 200 and Y max. And again, I'm changing scale now, 200. We've seen these before, by the way. All right. I think you're seeing something going on there. At least I hope you are. Now, someone says, I don't really see every detail. Let me make this 800. Shift return. Okay. And this can be played around with. Right? You can actually play around with these things. I know it's difficult, but you can go back over the prop set and play around with Sage if you like. We're not going to test you on this though. We will not test you on this. Not going to happen. All right. Now, what kind of material you can be given over here is basically the stuff that we're doing in classroom at the whiteboard. Do them by hand. All right. But that shouldn't prevent you from thinking about, maybe I want to try to use technology to do some of these problems over here. And it can't hurt to do that. And I intersperse code throughout the text, by the way, including this thing over here, how to graph a piecewise function, how to plot the piecewise function, yada, yada, yada. And I think this is the piecewise function I think I was plotting over there. You know what? I'm going to type that in. And I just want to go through it with you. And let me just type this in. I just copy paste. I don't feel like typing, right? Shift return. I'm going to copy paste this. Shift return. And you're getting the picture over there. If you want to, you can copy paste this. And again, I hope you're learning a little bit. And let me just make it 2 functions now. I'm going to do f of x plus 1. And what's that going to do? It's going to plot, at least I hope it does. I'm not quite clear if it's going to give it exactly the way I want it. I'm probably going to have to change the min and max to that. I'll put down, let me make it -5 to 10. Let's see what happens. Did it again. Shift return. Oh yeah, I think I made a mistake there. Let's see. I'm going to read it to you. Traceback call. F of x, x min. Sorry about that. Oh, you know what? It's having a tough time with it. And let me just see something over here. This happens sometimes. That's the problem with software, especially, stuff that's, and let me see why it's having trouble with that. Yeah, it's a domain issue. It's an instant square root problem, and that's why it's having a tough time with it. And again, I thought I was going to be able to do it. I can't do it. But anyway, you get the idea. You can graph these piecewise functions out. Maybe do something like this over here, +1. You get the idea. Moved it up 1. Take away 1. By the way, I realize there's things over here about warning me. It's the way I define the piecewise function. But put that -1. don't be discouraged by that, right? Be encouraged that, you'd have to really spend more time thinking about that. Again, the reason they had a domain issue with what I had written out for the piecewise function, because it's that root problem that's causing so much trouble. All right. But anyway, you get the idea. All right. You can plot out piecewise functions, look back over the code. And again, if you look throughout my notes, you'll see various little Sage code. All right. Again, do not feel overwhelmed by this. You should feel encouraged, though, to try if you have the time. If you don't have the time, though, please try to concentrate on what you have time for, which you should be learning the basics that we're presenting to you at the whiteboard. All right. Thank you.